This episode may contain loose forms of nudity, caveman, growling aggressively, and words not meant for the ears of young children. Viewer discretion is advised. This is a production of the Must See TV Broadcast Network. Like, share, and come along for the ride, join the tribe. And if you're watching us right now on YouTube, then you already know what to do, don't you? Smash that subscribe button. The caveman won't bite, not really. And if you are ready, and if the caveman is ready, then let's kick this show off, growl, growl.
Caveman's call echoes through the stream. Click that button, join the dream. 4 to 5 days, we're live on cue. Reviewing the wild, the weird, the new. Must see TV, it's the vibe. Click subscribe and join the tribe. Laughs and chaos, we've got it all. One big crew answering the call. After shows where stories unfold. Hidden gems and secrets told. Crew's got jokes and little flair. Once you're here, you're staying there. Must see TV, it's the vibe. Click subscribe and join the tribe. Laughs and chaos, we've got it all. One big crew answering the call. From caveman grunts to streaming gold. New adventure, stories bold. Every moment, every beat. Grab your spot. Front row seat. Must see TV, it's the vibe. Click subscribe and join the tribe. Laughs and chaos, we've got it all. One big crew answering the call. Must see TV, it's the vibe. Click subscribe and join the tribe. Laughs and chaos, we've got it all. One big crew answering the call.
A spark ignites, it starts to burn. Through endless realms, no way to return. From crimson skies to wastelands torn. Myth and legend where stars are born.
A million paths collide in the haze. Echoes of heroes lost in the maze. Planes walking the multiverse. Through chaos and time we immerse. Legends rise and fade like sparks. Across the void we leave our marks. Planes walking the multiverse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the penultimate episode to Planeswalking the Multiverse. Back for more war. And today we are talking about Orcs, Part 2. But here to dive into the lore goodness, it's the King of Purple himself. I bow to his purple majesty, my catcher, a.k.a. the Magic Historian. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
How you doing? What's up? So we're talking about Orcs Part 2. So why don't you kick it off?
All right, sounds good to me. So I think where we left off, the plan today was to talk about some different orc units.
Yes.
And then also like some of the cultural breakdown as well.
Yes, and
So-
and then the last part we're going to be talking about their god, like that in December.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, exactly. So I did remember correctly. Perfectly. All right. So let's talk about the different breakdown of tribes that they have going on with the orcs. So they basically break down into groups led by war bosses, and they have different traits or things that they like that brings them together, right? So
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
kind of like types, right? So you've got goths, which are just they're brutal, right? They straight up just want to get up in your face and start punching you, knock your teeth out, just completely obliterate you. I mean, in terms of traditional orcs, I would say this is the closest you would find to orcs in any particular random
Yes,
fantasy
yeah.
world, where it's just straight up like, who cares about technology? I'm not trying to use any crazy
I just
blasters.
wanna punch
I'm
you."
just Yeah, exactly. I just want to waste you. Big, beefy boys who just want to smash you down, right?
Right.
And then you've got the evil sons. They are your speed demons, right? They're obsessed with vehicles. Bikes and trucks are their favorite. Other things as well, but bikes and trucks are the real deal. And because they want to go as fast as, I was about to say humanly possible, but they're not humans, as fast as orchidly possible, they paint pretty much all their vehicles red. Because I don't know if you remember, but when we talked last time, the way that orcs work is their collective belief in force
Yes,
reality.
yes.
So because orcs believe red equals faster, any vehicle they paint red automatically goes faster.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So you've got those are your speed demon style. Then you've got your money men. You got the bad moons. They are totally about the cash. And by cash, I mean teeth, right? Teeth or teeth. So they want to have as many teeth as possible, but they also want to have, they're the most showy. You know what I mean? Like, not
Yes.
only do they want to be rich, but they want you to know that they're rich.
Right.
So they will have the most expensive style of garb for orcs, and then they also love just big, dumb, overpowering weaponry, right? So
Right.
heavy firepower style gear, they definitely are down with that. So then you got Death Skulls. These guys are going to grab everything. If you picture, I don't know, back in like the 80s or whatever, when people would strip your car, they would take your radio, your tires,
Yeah,
everything,
yes,
and
yes.
you just come back up on blocks, right?
Right.
That's Death Skull style.
Oh my
They're
God,
scavengers,
Jesus.
they're looters. Yeah, they're gonna take everything. They're the reason that paintings are, glued to the wall at hotels and stuff. It's that level mentality.
Jesus.
Anything that they can grab, they will. And they have a similar kind of vibe. The other guys paint things red because they want to go faster.
Yes.
Well, these guys paint themselves blue because they think that makes them luckier. So I'm not 100% sure.
Wait,
exactly
blue?
how- I know. It's
Isn't
honestly,
it
that's
green?
confusing.
Isn't
They're green.
luck green, like leprechauns and stuff like that? Isn't that the
Orcs.
color?
Orcs are normally green. If you paint yourself green, they're not going to notice.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree, though. Blue is a weird color. Red feels inherently correct because it's like, all right, red is the inflaming color, things
Yes,
going faster.
yeah.
I see red, all of it. It's that more intense. But blue, for luck, I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to attribute to the fact that the orcs can warp reality with their beliefs, right?
Right.
So then you've got the snake bites.
Yeah.
And these are, do you know what Rifkanites are?
No.
Okay. So basically, people who it's not like being a full-on Amish person, Quaker level, but they basically don't want anything to do with advanced technology. So they just want to use old school weaponry. They want to do things the way that they feel is tied into like the Orcs' heritage, right?
Right, yes,
like they're
yes.
very traditional. And then the other group is the Blood Axes. These are the mercenaries, and they are outsiders in their society because they do multiple things that Orcs don't really consider to be proper as part of their society. And by that, I mean they use actual battle tactics.
Right.
They use camouflage. So Orcs are basically, what is with that nonsense? And then on top of that, Orcs are not cool with dealing with humans, but the Blood Axes, with their mercenary ways, they don't care. You got the money? Yeah, they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
So
They're like
those are
like the mob, right? They're like, you got the money? Okay, we'll talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you've got the cash, I mean, in most cases, they're going to be willing to deal. So
Yeah.
that's the breakdown of the different kind of alliances that Orcs can have in their society. But then there's actually the different crazy units. So some of them we're going to talk about. Obviously not. There's
Yes,
so much. So we're
yes.
just going to talk about specific, ideally the most interesting ones.
Right,
But it is
right.
subjective. So you know how it is. We're
Yeah.
on the internet. Some people might be like, well, actually, I think these are cooler. And I will say right now, definitively, they're wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh, yeah,
It's a matter
100%.
of taste.
Oh, we this. I'm like, yeah, we don't. But here's the thing: it's our show that we're gonna talk about what we want to fucking talk about. So,
Bingo.
Sorry.
This guy
Orcs
gets
are
it.
fucking cool.
yeah, and Orcs are fucking cool.
Caveman.
Yeah?
We have a viewer, Mark Claro.
Oh, Mark Calero. Oh, we're gonna
Claro.
we're gonna shout him out, buddy, at the end.
Yeah, just gotta make sure you get your growls in.
Yeah. All right, continue.
Okay, so we got the weird boys. That's what we're going to talk about first. These are gigantic Hulk style Orcs that have crazy features that are out of the norm for Orcs. So we're talking like they could have eyes that are blasting out sparks. They could be glowing with green energy just flowing out. Basically, these signs are indicators that the power that's inside the weird boy is about to come outside the weird boy without much of his control. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
So, basically, they wear crazy, like bright, insane colored clothing and these gigantic hats with bells to let other Orcs know what they are. Because the Orcs they don't have normal psyker abilities. They don't have that normal sort of psychic concept that most races do. But they have something that functions essentially in the equivalent, right? So it's
They can't fucking
their
talk to each other. It's like, hey, man, I'm this type of Orc. Okay.
Oh, they can, but like, if you walk up to somebody and they go, hey, I'm that kind of dude who fucking blows up randomly, like, and accidentally destroys people right around me, wouldn't you want to, like, if random people in society could just, like, overload because, oh, I'm tired of being on the subway car, there's all these smelly dickheads, and I gotta go to a job that I hate, and all of a sudden, waves of psychic power are tearing people apart, wouldn't you fucking want them to wear a hat with a goddamn bell on it and dress so you could see them a fucking mile away?
Well, I mean, they sound cool. They're like, you know, the Undertaker. I'm imagining that with bells on the hats, like just a big duster hat.
I picture like a big, like a court jester style garb, just bright, insane, impossible to miss gear along with that. Because they basically just absorb power from the Orcs' collective consciousness. The same force that makes it so that red makes things faster and powers all their belief gives them insane level powers. So they can just basically blast out lightning, they can crush things telekinetically, send out shockwaves, melt people, they can treat walls and other things as if they straight up don't exist. They can make your head explode, they can cause their allies to go into crazy war frenzies, they can literally fucking teleport them. They can literally just teleport Orcs, boom, behind enemy lines, bam. Here's a whole squad. They could turn you into the equivalent of an orc pig, bro. They got squigs,
Jesus.
which are little creatures they feed on. They could turn you into that, right?
Holy
So
shit!
Yeah, man. And the more orcs there are around, the more powerful that energy becomes, and the harder it is for this guy to control it, right?
Right.
So they need you to know that they are constantly on the verge of blasting out with reality warping insanity.
Jesus.
And I know, right? I can't think of
Intense.
any other. It is intense. I can't think of any other orc from any other kind of fantasy that has this particular setup. It's unique. Orcs are very homogenous, I find, across a lot of properties.
Yeah, me too.
But
Yeah.
this adds. It really does add a lot of depth, I find. Right. So
Right.
He's yeah. The whole thing. The Weird Boys tie into Mork and Gork. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about the gods. Let's move on to the next unit that we're going to talk about. So these are the Flash Gits. Oh, you know what? There's kind of an overlap between Flash Gits and Bad Moons, right? Because
Right.
the Flash Gits, they love ostentatiousness. So they want all like the fanciest gear. And I don't mean fanciest gear from a human standpoint.
Right.
They don't want to be like bedecked and, oh, look at my perfect armor. What they want is things that look impressive. So you have these crazy ocular devices that are sticking out, big kind of crazy extra pieces, just, you know what I mean, piercings, fur, crazy ridiculous pirate hats,
Right.
skulls as trophies. Like, to any other race, they're going to look perfectly absurd, right? You're going to
Right.
see them and be like, whatever. But the other orcs, when they see, like, the highest level ones, they do have a crazy impressive armor, and they have their teeth modified too, so they'll have insane metal teeth made out of steel or adamantium or whatever, right? Like, and they have these gigantic banners strapped to their back that just brag about how many people they've slaughtered.
Jesus.
So they are, yeah, it's awesome. They are a massive presence on the battlefield. They have their own like custom weaponry. Think like hipster douchebag who wants to have their own particular gear that nobody else has.
Right.
They're all like that, competing with each other to see who can have the coolest, best, and flashiest gear. So
Pebbles
they're
reminds me
used-
of your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yes.
addicted to Milwaukee. I was just thinking, I forget what I was watching recently, but it was something that had orcs in it. I wish I could tell you what. My brain's a little dead. Caveman knows this. But don't orcs, like, also scar themselves for every kill, too? I don't know. Whatever orc media I was watching, because of orc media, that says it all. I remember there was just this really big orc that had like a bunch of battle scars. Like every time he had made a kill, he like made a notch in his skin. I forget what it was from though. I wish I could remember. Any insight there?
Yeah, there definitely are orcs in certain fantasy that absolutely do that. These guys in particular wouldn't, because they have an inherent regeneration that would literally undo
Heal.
all of the scarring. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't be able to use that to keep track.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. I think it was a Dungeons and Dragons thing, to be fair. But yeah, that's really cool. Sorry. Continue.
No, it's all good. And that's actually, that's a common thing that's done with a lot of tribal cultures. They did the
Yeah.
same thing with, what is it, like Killmonger and Black Panther?
Yes,
Yeah.
And
that's...
it honestly, it's really cool because it's a visual way to indicate how badass the people are, and it takes it a step above the whole I'm scarred from battle. It's literally, here's an indicator, here's a tally of all my slaughter. So it works really well.
Well,
Yeah.
it's good
These
for...
guys would go for it if it would work.
And orcs...
I'm sorry, Pebbles. It's good for storytelling, because if you have like a guy that's scarred, like if you have an orc that's scarred in multiple different ways, then you don't have to like do this exposition like he's a badass, because you know he's a badass. Look at the battle scars on this guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
oh,
Show, don't
100%.
tell works perfectly.
And no, that's exactly what I was going to say, Caveman. It's kind of orcs, I think, are innately humanoid, because we do have a connection to them in the sense that like they give us kind of uncanny valley. They have certain human features, but they're not human whatsoever, humanoid. And I think when we see orc culture being shown that way, it's very, very interesting because it humanizes them. So when you see them in the media, like say basics, like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, it gives you some humanity for these vicious warmongering orcs.
Well, these orcs are different, though. These orcs are like
Back for more war.
back for more war, exactly, or like Warhammer 40k. They're, as we are discussing, they're very, very different. Mike?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that, my friend. We just went on a tangent.
Oh, no need to apologize. It's all good, man. It's all good. I was letting you guys finish up. I did not want to just jump back
no
in
problem.
and
Oh, we
go
want you to
flash.
jump in,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah.
We want you to jump in. You're the orc expert. I
Yeah.
think we need to give you an honorary diploma in orc culture and history
Yeah.
because you got this.
That is an overstatement that's going to disappoint orc enthusiasts. I am somebody who knows a decent amount. I'm like a journeyman orc knowledge guy. That's the level I would put it at, right? So, I mean, I know more about Warhammer orcs than some other ones. There's more variety, I'd say, out there.
Right.
Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, flash kits. That's right. Okay, they're talking about flash kits. They're basically like the ranged heavy infantry for the orcs, so they can use their big blasty guns and show off. And they just want to amass their teeth to get more and more powerful weaponry and more flashy gear. So yeah, a lot of them are bad moons because that whole ideology really lines up quite well. All right, so what do we got after that? We got Storm Boys. So this is a group of in orc society, like, you know how it goes, man. You get to a certain age and you start to rebel. Like,
Right,
I'm
yes.
pushing back against society. If you were raised up in a good home, I'm running with the bad kids
Yeah.
from across the tracks, kind of thing. So in orc society, it's already the bad side of the tracks. It's rough and tumble, hacking each other apart. You can literally cut somebody's head off and slap it back on. So how do you rebel from that kind of a society? Well, enter the Storm Boys, where their rebellion is shown by them forming an orderly regiment. So basically, think spending your time polishing boots, doing push-ups, like the sort of like, get in line, soldier, sort of thing.
Right,
Orcs
right.
normally don't care, right?
Right.
So these guys have perfectly clean uniforms that they want to keep in good repair. They don't want rags hanging off them. It's almost like if you took a group of human soldiers and just dumped them into orc bodies, how they would adapt. It's like, okay, we're going to go with what we know. So
Makes sense.
Yeah. They feel like regular soldiers from pretty much any other faction in Warhammer, but what makes them unique is the fact that they're distinct from everything around them, because it would normally be the other way around, where you would have a bunch of orderly units and then you would have your irregulars who were out of control but had some nice benefits to them. And this is the reverse, where the orcs don't use tactics mostly overall. They don't care about that stuff. But since the Storm Boys do, they work well as shock troopers. So they can go in for mobile assaults. They can basically take down like ramparts and bastions. Their tactics let them deal with the tactical advantages of their opponents. And then that opens up basically a pathway for the insane horde that is the rest of the orcs. And
Right.
And the Storm Boys also place a high value on being like the ones to get first blood. So they launch themselves in.
So they're like the
Basically
shock
trust-
troops, right? They're the shock troopers.
Absolutely. That is correct, right? So they're definitely distinct from the rest of the orcs. And then you've got commandos. And these are basically stealth orcs, right?
Right.
So they're sticking. They only use.
I don't
really
know how an orc
light
can
armor.
be stealth. Like an orc,
Well,
for
yeah.
me, it's like, oh, we're going to be stealthy. I'm like, dude,
You're a damn orc. How you be stealthy?
Yeah.
At what's
How
the
you-
average height for an orc?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's questionable how stealthy they are, but they make some concessions in terms of like the gear they use. So, for example, they're not going to be wearing clanky metallic armor. They're going to have some like hide jackets that are covered in just blood, dirt, and shit, all of this stuff, on top of little bits of foliage and things like that just glued to them, trying to make themselves look kind of camouflaged in the background, right? Now, how well they do it, I guess it depends from orc to orc, right? Like,
Right.
this requires discipline. Like, these guys are the only orcs that really do ambushes. The Storm Boys run in, but the Commandos do ambushes, which requires a different kind of mindset. It's more guerrilla warfare. So there is some wildness to it, obviously, but it requires definitely more discipline, the ability to keep a long campaign on the enemy side going, like when they're behind enemy lines and stuff. So they're definitely like a different unit, I feel like, compared to the standard run in and smash them. But at the same time, there is a lot to be said about the orc, like, let's just go in full tilt. Like, the Burna Boys are basically just, like, flamethrower maniacs, right? Pyromaniacs, like, taking a natural orc's bloodthirstiness and then add in a whole bucket's worth of pyromania.
Jesus.
And then you get these, you get these insane maniacs that they have to wear, like, they have to have these, like, blast shields, and which kind of gives them, what is it? Like, it's almost like a welderish vibe, right?
Right.
So, because the flames, they burn hot and they burn bright. They use flamethrowers. They also use, like, massively powered cutting torches that they use promethium. So, it's like a flamethrower times 10. Right?
Jesus.
It's totally wild. Like, instead of just being able to burn one person, they can take out entire squads with massive blasts of flame. And they are literally obsessed with it, right? Like,
Right.
They want to set things on fire so badly that the only thing that stops them is fear and the actual physical strength of their war bosses. Otherwise, they would constantly be burning things. Like,
Jesus, dude.
it's a risk reward scenario because you can't 100% control them, but the power they bring is absolutely off the charts. So the orcs definitely find it worthwhile to bring them on in. They can do a lot of damage. It's a lot of fun. I like the big goofy, just let's smash them style units, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, who doesn't like? I mean, if I had the money to play another game, it would be, maybe it would be Warhammer, but that's a lot. Like, Magic is expensive. I just finished making a Eker Markov Commander deck, and I cried a lot when I was making it, but yeah, it seems fun. It seemed fun.
Nice.
All right, guys.
Yeah, Matt.
Oh,
Magic's pricey.
yeah. Oh, before we go, I do have an update for every one of you guys. Now, the reason why we're doing back-to-back seasons of Warhammer 40K is because, I don't know if you guys knew, but the time of this idea popping up, I'm like, hey, Warhammer is cool because there's supposed to be a series with Henry Cavill and all that kind of stuff backing it. He was going to be kind of like the Kevin Feige, making all these different series. So it's going to be a movie and everything.
Oh yeah, Ryan was telling me about that actually.
So I have an update, and the update is no one's talking.
Other than apparently my partner.
So, well, like Games Workshop.
Oh yeah, no, nothing in production.
See, here's the thing. Here's the weirdest thing. So, Games Workshop they're the ones that obviously make Warhammer 40K. But they have a weird policy of not doing interviews. They have non-disclosure agreements. Like, they physically tell their employees not to do interviews. If you go into a Games Workshop shop, they are not allowed to do any press for the game. So you can imagine on
Wait, what? They can't do press for it?
no on the game. It's fucking wild. It's there's actually a documentary on this on YouTube. It's quite fascinating. So what I could with my contacts, what I could grab up is no one's talking. Henry Cavill is apparently not a part of this project anymore, and no one is exactly sure what's happening now. So my theory, and this makes sense of everything that everybody's not talking about this. We're not going to get a Warhammer 40k series or a movie. Since no one's talking about this, and it's been like 5 years after the announcement, so that's what looks like is happening, because everyone's just stalled out. Henry Cavill's not, he's doing other stuff. Games Workshop is not saying anything. Amazon Prime is not saying anything, so that is just the logical conclusion
At least
I can draw from.
At least you can understand that Henry Cavill is as sad about it as the rest of the fans, because if you've watched interviews about him talking about Warhammer, Henry Cavill's such a nerd.
Yeah, he's doing the Highlander movie, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he also quit The Witcher because he didn't like the direction they were going with it.
Well, he quit The Witcher because showrunners were laughing at him.
Well, yeah, because he wanted to keep things original to the game because he's a nerd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wanted to do stuff that they didn't want to do, and Netflix didn't want to go in that direction, right?
No, it's true.
And then showrunners were immature and laughing at an actor being passionate about a project. So that's my reporting. Like, no one's talking about it. Henry Cavill's moving on to different projects. Games Workshop hasn't come out with anything. I don't think they're going to come out with anything. And Amazon Prime has not talked about this. Mike, do you have any comments? Are you sad? Are you happy? What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm not surprised. It takes a lot to actually pull together an entire movie.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you got to get, you got to get the Warhammer people on board.
Yeah.
You got to get a studio behind it, all of it. So it definitely would have been cool, but I think that the fact that nothing's being said about it means that the whole thing's dead in the water.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 5 years after the announcement, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't hold out hope, man. I wouldn't hold out hope.
Yeah. So there we go, guys. And it just, I mean, I fear that this may have happened, because if Grim Dark is a very hard, Madoka Magica. I mean, not a lot of people go back to rewatch that. It's one of the most innovative magical girl animes out there. But it is grim dark, right? It's that, why do I feel like that all the time? And Henry Cavill probably wanted to stick more to the lore in Amazon Prime. So there was this big, three-way of not agreeing with nobody. But I mean, in the future, if they can get together, right? If they can get together and try this again. But for now, yeah, this is dead in the water. So that will do it for this episode of Planeswalking the Multiverse. And before we go, we have some growls. So, Pebbles?
Pebbles.
Yeah.
So today we have a growl for Mark Claro.
Mark Claro! From us to you, you get a great big bad caveman. So, guys, that will wrap it up for this episode. We were going to go do a show tomorrow. There was a schedule for a Storytime Naruto. People are sick. We have certain rules. If you're sick, do not come in. So we will see you on Thursday for a brand new episode of Encore. Until then, take care, be safe, be well, and we love you all! 50,000 plus. And may the loot be with you. Pebbles, take me home.
of war,